Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We're just getting started. We've already made it through a handful of books. Now it's going to move on to the next batch. Kicking things off, we've got Avengers Beyond, number 4. Where we left off, the planetary shield had briefly collapsed, allowing the Lost One to arrive on Earth. The shield had managed to it was brief that the shield collapsed, but the shield just has been reformed around the planet. However, this is all part of the Beyonder's plan, as he had left the planet and was watching in orbit. And it seems the Avengers were face to face with the dollar store Avengers, whom Tony refers to as the bootleg Avengers. They believe that they've fought the Avengers before and beaten them. They haven't. But basically, they managed to get Salsana to give them powers, the powers of the specific event of our core Avengers here, to basically do better than the Avengers did. The Captain Marvel the Captain Marvel analog is a Captain Marvel fan. Also, it turns out that got the Black Panther of the group. Well, he wanted to be Thor, but the Thor of the group said that if he ended up being Thor, well then the Thor would have ended up being Black Panther, and he wasn't cool with appropriating Wakandan culture. But of course, dude explains he's not Wakandan, but the Thor analog states that he's more Wakandan than, well, he is. So, which stated as being so racist. Kinda, yeah. So, Iron Man. Each one deals with their bootleg version. With Thor even stating that to the Thor bootleg, if he is God of Thunder, All Father of Asgard, if Mjolnir belongs to him, then take it. The She-Hulk analog loves being a Hulk, apparently, which belies some rage issues. Cap duke it out with Cap stating that Salsana couldn't give the knockoffs their skills, their experience. Black Panther and the Black Panther knockoff talk about things. But it turns out there was a seventh, Ricardo. He got to be a sliver of the Beyonder's powers, calling himself Yonder. The Lost One arrives, and so Yonder goes to talk to him, and Yonder realizes, oh, this is, and the Lost One realizes this isn't the Beyonder. The Avengers then attack him, and it turns out that the Lost One removes his helmet, and well, the years haven't been kind to him. He flies up into orbit, under the shield still, but the Beyonder tries to reason with him. When a handful of other Beyonders arrive, they say, hey, you imprisoned 4 of the other Beyonders. basically turning them into the crystals that power the shield, the planetary shield. And so, the decision is made by the other Beyonders to remove the Beyonder's powers from him and banish him back to Earth. And that is where the issue ends. This was fun. The fight between the Avengers and their bootlegs, especially so. Tony stating at one point that the knockoff of him has all the arrogance, none of the self-loathing, and Thor basically kind of saying, "Is that really how people think I sound?" Upon hearing his knockoff talk. So yeah, but yeah, fun issue. I enjoy. Aside from the artwork, I enjoy the book. Moving on though to our next book, we've got Captain America: Symbol of Truth number 14. So where we left off, Cold War had ended. With the end of Cold War, Steve Rogers and Sharon Carter opted to stay in Dimension Z with Miss Steve's son Ian. If nothing else, just kind of keep an eye on him and so he can prove him that he's not going to be a despot, basically. But there are other lingering plots, such as what's beyond Falcon, who has been mutated into a human bird monster. In Harlem, Sam Wilson's training arrives home, and surprise party for his birthday. But he talks, you see him talking with everyone. There's a stand-up comic that is playing at the Apollo, who regularly roasts Sam. And, Misty manages to get tickets. But Sam is worried about Joaquin, his partner. In Mahanda, Mohandan scientists are working on, I think that's Nightshade, is trying to figure out how to reverse what happened to Falcon. Misty and Sam go to the Apollo to watch Bobby Marks, is the name of the comic. He does make some amusing points about Sam, but also making a point, saying, I hear Sam Wilson's back in town. I know. Finally, we've been needing a city-destroying battle. We're overdue, like my rent. But time to bring the bring these Harlem landlords back in line. But adding, that it feels, it feels good to have a African American as holding the shield. He's got a regular name too, with Mark stating that Sam's the fifth Sam Wilson he knows. But in Arizona, representatives of Mahanda come to see Joaquin, offering a potential cure. It's not forced on him; he's just being offered. His family seems to think this is some wonderful news, and presumably he has his misgivings. What if it makes him unable to fly ever again? Back in New York, Red Wing comes to see Sam, and Sam flies out to Arizona and talks with Joaquin. The two of them fly for a bit, but mainly just trying to get Sam hearing Joaquin out. You know, kind of a, this is okay. A cure. You know, you're being offered a cure for your condition, the condition you're in. Okay, well, you know, not saying you should take it, but you know, basically, you know, and including Sam saying it's not. You know, if it makes it you can't fly, it's not. That doesn't mean you're not a hero anymore. You'll always be a hero. So, but that is where the issue ends. Next month's issue of rather, it is July, so this month's issue of Symbol of Truth will actually be Captain America number 750 as legacy numbering for Captain America has been picked up for Symbol of Truth. But first will be Captain America finale. Honestly, this is a good book, good issue. I like the fact of going back to the storyline of Falcon. I enjoy seeing kind of, you know, Sam's regular life. Moving on though to our next book, we've got She-Hulk number 14. Where we left off, Scoundrel had approached She-Hulk, making his interest in her very clear. And so, we begin at with Jen talking with the FF. Apparently, in the last 2 weeks, Scoundrel hasn't been seen at all. The big question, though, is what was he stealing the parts for? Human Torch. Johnny Storm's kind of a dick. Johnny's a good kid, but yeah, he can be a dick sometimes. With Ben taking up for Jen, though Reed wants to use She-Hulk as bait to draw Scoundrel out, but they don't know when he'll strike again. So. Ben asks, noting that Jen's that everyone knows she's seeing someone, just being secret about it, and so Ben asks if she's seeing Scoundrel, but no, she's not. She returns to the office. Mallory is testing out a Hulkbuster, her own personal Hulkbuster. Appears to be a pair of binders that Awesome Andy can't break. But she gets a call from Jack. He's in the Marshall Islands right now, working on absorbing radiation and shooting it into the sun. Then she gets another call, however, from Scoundrel, wanting to meet with him privately. He even brought his ship to her balcony. She opts to go in and learn about him. His powers are magic. Apparently, he stole a witch's heart and was given power. And in returning it, was given powers. The two of them dance. But she does ask what he was building with the things he stole. Because he wasn't doing it, you know, they were for him. It's not the bomb making type. But it was apparently for an alien named Dropberg. And because he's building a bomb that's going to blow up Manhattan. The issue ends with Jen throwing Scoundrel through the wall of his, well, as she calls it, space yacht. Fun issue. I mean, this has honestly been, by and large, a fun book overall. So, but yeah, good issue. Keeping it up the tone. I like it. I dig it. Moving on to our last book for the moment, we've got Thor number 35. Where we left off, Thor and Lausa had prevented Thor's grandfather Bor from sacrificing a young child. The end of the last issue revealed that young child is the newborn Hela, and they've taken Hela to meet her father, Loki, in Jotunheim. Though Loki in the past. And so what is Loki doing? Younger Loki doing in Asgard or in Jotunheim? Apparently, he and Thor went there sometime in the years, long ago. Apparently, Brelgamir had a knife and wanted to Sleipnir. And so a challenge was held. Neither Thor nor Bergelmir were to fight one another, but opponents of each of their choosing. Thor fought the eagle Hraesvelgr, wrecker of ships, eater of corpses, a mighty opponent. His wings are the source of the winds in all the realms. Thor eventually defeated never forgot that name. Hraesvelgr. And so Loki brought forth a spider to face Brelgamir. And the spider webbed up Brelgamir. Of course, it wasn't just any spider, but rather one of the spinsters of fate. And Brelgamir couldn't escape, so because no one can escape fate. Latveria, Runa and the Disir arrive to back up Hela. Hela means to go after Doom, while the Disir deal with what was that dragon's name? But yeah, in the afterlife, Jane, Odin, and Bor are discussing things with apparently when Thor and Loki were young, Odin used to tell them bedtime stories. And every night one of them would ask, well, what about this element of things? And so Odin would say, well, that's just a story for another night. Basic idea being to keep the story from ending. But Loki ended up with the sword. One of the qualities of the sword is that if a lie is spoken within earshot of the bearer, the handle feels warm. And so when Loki of the past encounters Thor of the present, he asks, he realizes the handle of the blade didn't warm, so therefore he must be dealing with his brother. They talk a bit, and Loki is introduced to his daughter, the goddess of death. Hela makes makes it clear that Doom has definitely gained an enemy in her. Mr. Horse helps get the souls of the dead to their appropriate afterlives. Thor and Laos part ways with Loki and Hela, though. Laos explains that something is coming, but Thor doesn't wish to be told about it. But she does try to pull a fast one on him, saying, not to wait till she's 6, but with fight training. But all well ends well. Sadly, I don't recall seeing anything in the entire arc about the gauntlet that Thanos wore in Thor's vision, but it's neat to see on the cover. But this is the end of this current run. I believe in August will be beginning of Immortal Thor by Al Ewing. However, before that, we have Thor Annual, which I don't think is part of Contest of Chaos. Could be. Nope, it's not. But yeah, it's a good run. It does suffer in places largely due to Donny Cates's sudden exit. Apparently, exit from everything. So from all of his writing projects. Torun Grunberg picked it up fairly well, just as Ryan Otley did so with Case's Hulk run. But like I said, that run of Thor has come to an end, and next month, in August, will be the Immortal Thor. Anyway, that is going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.